Hey guys, today's March 19th, and today I want to talk about some world weather again, specifically portions of South America once again, as they're going to be getting another round of severe thunderstorms, heavy thunderstorms tomorrow night, March 20th, for portions of Argentina, Uruguay, and far southern Brazil. Now, this area has been getting pounded by storms for the past week. It's been leading to widespread flash flooding across portions of Argentina and Uruguay. That including Buenos Aires. And now they'll be getting the second round of extreme storms tomorrow. So I'm very concerned about what the flash flooding potential will be out of this. And I'm concerned about how life threatening this flash flooding event could be. In addition to any other severe hazards such as the large hail damage and winds, maybe an isolated tornado. So anyway, we're looking at the European model here. We're looking at precipitation. This is as of right now, this afternoon on the 19th of March. As we go through tonight and tomorrow, you can see there's scattered storms still expected across this area, right in here across Argentina, Uruguay, far southern Brazil. These storms won't be very severe, but they will pack a punch in terms of heavy rainfall. Dew points are very, very high in this area at the moment, over 20 degrees Celsius or 68 Fahrenheit. So these initial storms are going to be very good rain producers, I think. But as we go into tomorrow afternoon on March 20th, watch how we get a line of thunderstorms developing, a squall line right here. It develops around the Buenos Aires area, but it really starts to get going as it moves to the north and northeast, to the north of Buenos Aires and to the northwest, and into portions of Uruguay. You can see how well defined this looks tomorrow night. This will be around a little after sunset local time tomorrow night on the 20th. But yeah, portions of Uruguay to the northwest of Buenos Aires. That's when this will really get going. And anytime you get a squall line like this, the biggest concern will be damage and winds. I'm very concerned that wind gusts with this line of storms tomorrow night will reach over 70 miles per hour or over 110 kilometers per hour for this area and here. For portions of northeastern Argentina, Uruguay, and then as it crosses into far southern Brazil. This is going into the overnight hours tomorrow night and going very early on the morning of the March 21st. You can see a very well-defined squall line of storms moving into far southern Brazil, into northeastern Argentina. I'm very concerned about the high winds out of this. And as we go into, let's look at a model sounding out ahead of this storm, just to see what kind of environment we got going. You can see we have very decent amount of curvature in the photograph here. You can see that here at the low level here in the wind direction there. Not a whole lot of wind shear out there, so that's why I think this will be a short-lived, like a medium range-lived type of storm system. It won't last a whole lot long as it moves to the north due to the lack of strong wind shear. But you can see helicity values in the hundreds, so there could be a brief spin up of a tornado along this squall line. Usually squall lines don't produce strong tornadoes, but you could get some brief spin ups. You can see we have a lot of energy out there in terms of the Cape values over 1,000. So yes, I'm very concerned about damage and winds and heavy rainfall and an outside threat of an isolated tornado. And as we go into the morning of the 21st of March, due to that lack of strong wind shear, notice how it starts to look. It's looking like it starts to fall apart as it moves into Paraguay and as it goes deeper into Brazil here. But notice how it still gets going even as we go into Thursday afternoon on the 21st. Some remnants of it still reaching into portions of Bolivia and maybe even as far north as Sao Paulo, Brazil, maybe even Rio de Janeiro. And then by very early on Friday, It even reaches the southern portions of the Amazon before it really starts to fade away. But I just want to go slowly show you guys some of the parameters we're looking at. So let's go stop this time at around, let's go stop it tomorrow night, right when this is at its peak strength, this storm system. Let's go right around to 03Z. So this is the early overnight hours tomorrow night, when this is at its strongest, I think. And let's go to the dew points first. Notice how we have dew points. We have extreme dew points, honestly, over maybe even as high as 25 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So we have an extreme amount of humidity out there with this storm system. So I'm very concerned about heavy rainfall. I think there could be very extreme flash flooding out of this in some areas, especially considering how much rain that has already fallen in the past week over this same area. Looking at this is also showing how much moisture is in the atmosphere. Excuse me, right here. Sorry about that. The precipitable water values. Notice how we have had that pink color right in there. We have that shows we have very extreme amounts of moisture in the atmosphere that will be able to produce this very extreme rainfall that I'm worried about across portions of Uruguay, far southern Brazil, and to the northwest of Buenos Aires in Argentina. But then looking at the Cape values, let's look at the mixed layer Cape, how much energy we got out there. Now this is going into the overnight hours, so there's a little bit less than what we would get, but still that extreme amounts over 2,000 joules per kilogram. That's anywhere in the yellow you see. So we have the energy for the thunderstorms. And then looking at the bulk shear, notice how we don't have a huge amount in this area here. There is a decent amount of bulk shear, 30 to 40 knots. But notice how as you get further to the north, we have the values become extremely low. That's why I think as this line of storms moves into Paraguay and deeper into Brazil, it starts to fall apart quickly as it moves away from that deep layer shear. The shear is strongest across portions of Argentina and Uruguay and far southern Brazil. That's why this line of storms will be at its peak in that area, and then that's why it'll weaken as it moves to the north. And then let's see, one more thing I want to show. Actually, two more things. This is showing the rainfall amounts, how much rain we could expect out of this. Anywhere in yellow you see here, that's showing rainfall amounts over 100 millimeters or 4 inches. So, and this will fall in just a few hour period. So that's why I'm very concerned about flash flooding for portions of Uruguay, far southern Brazil and Argentina. I'm very concerned about that. And then I want to show you the lightning density forecast just to show you where these storms will be. Right here. So this is looking at the lightning density. This is right now. Notice as we go into tonight, tomorrow, you see pockets of extreme amounts of lightning in purple and pink colors. That's the thunderstorms I'm expecting to be scattered tonight and tomorrow morning. But watch as we get this big squall line to develop right in here. Notice how we get that. Just a huge flare-up of lightning across Uruguay and Argentina and Brazil. And as that moves to the north, it starts to spread out and weaken by Friday. But yeah, otherwise, I'm very concerned. I'll circle this area right about in here. This is the area I'm most concerned with, where we could get the most severe, when that squall line will be at its most severe. I'm very concerned about the flash flooding and the high winds out of this. I think easily could get some strong thunderstorm gusts over 110 kilometers per hour or 70 miles per hour. And I'm very concerned about life-threatening flash flooding. Other than that, there will be an outside threat of an isolated tornado along this line of storms. And then maybe also getting some hail, as these storms may be a bit more discreet, just as they're developing along in this area here around Buenos Aires. But yeah, other than that, that's all I got for today. I just want to make this a quick video. Anyone that lives in that area tomorrow, or if you know anyone that lives in that part of South America, just tell them to be on the lookout for potentially a very strong, damaging line of thunderstorms to develop in the evening hours. Other than that, I hope everyone has a good day and stay safe out there.